I'm Denise Nickerson from SALT Consulting, here in Geneva, Switzerland with Reverend Connie Phelps for Living the Feminine Future, because she's such an excellent example of female leadership. Connie, would you please tell us a little bit about how you ended up living in Kenya and what you're doing there?
Well, I was first called to go to Africa as a minister of the Centers for Spiritual Living. We teach the science of mind. And I first went there in 2010, didn't know a soul. And over the first couple years, I was exploring. I called it a viability study. Is this a viable thing to do? And over time, I really discovered that yes, it is. And being there is a viable thing to do.
Reverend Connie is a ordained minister of science of mind, which she has been for 20 years. Congratulations on that. Requires many, up to 8 years of study, and she is teaching. So tell us about how and where you're teaching in Kenya.
I'm teaching in Nairobi, and I'm teaching adult classes, accredited science of mind classes, to about 35 adults right now, all word of mouth, how they find us. And I'm also teaching in a school, now not being politically correct, but a slum in Nairobi. That's what they call them. And it's a school run by two of my adult students, and I'm teaching science of mind classes to the older children in the school.
That's amazing. You're teaching in English, correct?
Yes.
Do you have any examples of what that school is like and how many children are there? And
Oh my.
What their daily life is like?
Okay, so this particular school, this area is in an industrial area, and so it's really difficult. There are no public schools nearby at all for the children to go to. So if there weren't these private schools. So this school was brand new when I first met them, when I first started going. So I've been foundational with helping them grow. So it's been learning and growth for both of us. The school right now holds over 270 students.
Wow.
They start at 3 years old and they go till they're about 15. We go up to class 8. It is in, I'm not good with areas, but the size of somebody's living room normally just would be the size of our school. And this year we did major renovations and added a second floor, so we have some more room. But these kids are cramped. The blackboards are made out, they're handmade, hand-painted blackboards. They sit at benches, 4 students to a bench, even the little 3-year-olds sit there, and they go to school from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening, because that's when the guardian or the parent would leave the slum to go call what they call it, looking for food, so that they could come home and feed the children. So the school is open and they're there 12 hours a day.
That's incredible.
It is.
And so Reverend Connie is living in Kenya about 10 months a year. And we'd like to speak with her today about fundraising, because roughly 2 months a year, she's in North America on a fundraising cycle. She's learned to build this into her project and her work in Kenya.
So what I have found over the years of my fundraising, it's grown me for sure, to realize that it's not about me having to fund myself to go to do the work, which was originally what I thought. I would go, back to Canada and work 6 months to be able to do the work. But I've discovered that that's not what it's about, that people actually love funding this project and love giving me money, which is really good, because as you're all intelligent people, you know that you need to have money to survive as well. But what I have found is the personal connection. It's the personal connection between the people in North America that can make a difference in the lives of people in Kenya. And they know that they know there's accountability. I guarantee that 100% of the money they give to the school goes to the school. If they fund me, it goes to supporting me, but I do both. And so in total transparency, they know
exactly
that what they're giving to, and they know the difference it makes, because they have the connection with me. They know that I'm coming back year after year. I go back to the centers that I've been to. I go to new centers every year as well, but I go back, so they know that they have that contact, they have that connection, they know where their money's going and the good that they're doing in the world.
I just saw something really amazing happen, which proves how connected and wise Connie is. So she was in that false belief that many of us are in. I'm going to work, and when I have enough money, I can give it to charity, or I can do my project. I'm going to work harder, more, and something changed in her experience, and she was able to build fundraising into her yearly program in her life and make this her life's work. Instead of working for a dream, she was able to integrate the two, and that is wonderful. That's part of your wisdom, your leadership. That's also learning from Science of Mind, but you really embody it well. And I congratulate you and thank you for that example for all of us.
Yeah, it's been an incredible journey in learning how to do that in the most effective way.
Have you had any surprises while in North America? What is your advice about that kind of fundraising?
My advice is you never know where your funds can come from. They can come from the most incredible ways and surprising ways that you wouldn't even, I could never have contemplated how it could happen. For instance, one of the most incredible stories is a few years ago, a woman that I met at one of the events I was at one of the spiritual centers I was presenting at, so fell in love with the vision. She has a global vision. She came out of retirement and went back to work. She's a teacher herself and went back to work to support the project and to support me personally to be there to run the project.
Well, that's encouraging. And mysterious patron, we all thank you. That's incredible. You really can't judge.
You don't know where it's going to come from.
Yeah, I think you have passion and love. I think that comes across definitely, and also then the transparency you mentioned. That's also very important. So now for about 3 years, you've been in this enlightened state of, oh, I can fund this project and it will flow. Where's your new learning going and your advice for fundraising? Or what are you willing to try, or what do you expect to happen? Because you're starting your summer fundraising cycle right now.
I am.
So what are you excited about?
So what I'm excited about is the centers that I'm going to. I always, because I'm a spiritual teacher, so there is no difference between the people in North America, the people in Switzerland, or the people in Kenya. Really, we're all the same. We're all wanting to grow. We're all wanting to expand. And it's making that, the learning that I have translates to the learning for them personally. And people can learn and grow. So people in the States have told me that they learn as much or more than they think the people in Africa are learning just by the connection that they have with each other.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, it's amazing work.
So I feel like you're a pioneer. You're one of 2 Science of Mind ministers on the entire African continent.
Well, Africa's very sexy. People love to go to Africa, but not necessarily to live.
Right. Well, it's exciting that you're there. Would you like to share 1 or 2 principles that you feel you're bringing to everyone you meet with your Science of Mind work?
Here or there, or it doesn't matter.
I would say in Kenya, but yeah. What's a principle that's really you feel very proud that you're bringing across?
The number one race consciousness, if you're collective consciousness of Kenya, if you will, that I've discovered is they have a long-standing belief that life is difficult and that life is a struggle and that there are limited resources. So when they learn that life does not have to be a struggle, that there are unlimited resources, and that they in fact are very rich.
That is a happy moment.
Oh my goodness, the difference that makes. And when they realize that there is an absolute energy in the universe, and it is intelligence, and it is organizing, and it is working through them, they are masters.
So how would you take that same principle and tell anybody who's embarking on fundraising or funding a project? What would you say to them?
Know absolutely that there is an intelligence in the universe, and it is working through you, and everything you need already exists. Open up to giving your gift to the world. And don't hold that back. Give your gift, the world needs it. Give your gift and the rest will follow.
So I just got a sense of excitement about your summer 2018 fundraising cycle, and I feel that if you carry that belief forward, it will benefit you, your project, and especially the students that you're helping, supporting, and serving in many ways in Kenya, and delight and encourage the people you'll be meeting in North America this summer. So congratulations on that. Do you have any concluding message you'd like to share? That was pretty powerful.
Just don't hold back from giving your gift to the world. That's
Love
my
that.
message.
I would like to say thank you for exemplifying female power through storytelling, connectivity, not only connecting one person to another or one heart, but connecting the African continent to the North American continent. I would like to say thank you for your feminine style of fundraising as that example of inviting and pulling instead of pushing towards action. That's very, very beautiful, and you are living the feminine future now, and we thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.